Hey guys, and welcome to another GameXplain discussion. I'm your host, Andre Seegers, and this time we're joined by Derek Bittner and Dash Paulson to discuss today's rather interesting pick of the day, and what it could mean for all the Smash Bros. Rumors floating around. So let's get started. Alright guys, so last night a pretty interesting picture came out from Sakurai for the pick of the day, showcasing what appears to be one, if not two new modes in Smash Bros. Wii U. And in each of them we can see, Master Hand and Crazy Hand, one for each. Now, the really interesting thing about this is they actually censored half of the name of each mode. So, on the left one, we can see it says Master Something, and the right side, Crazy Something. And even more interesting, though, is in the Japanese version of this pick, they actually don't censor any of those words, except for the thing at the very top. And I translated it, and it looked like it said sides, like Master Side and Crazy Side. So it seems like to me, though, that the US version actually gives more specific information that they didn't want out there. No, I know, Ash, I think you had some idea of what this says and what it could mean, right?
Yeah, well, just recently some unused announcer sound files were found in the 3DS version's code, and two of the things that the announcer says that aren't used in the game are Master Orders and Crazy Orders. So it seems like this could be something that was, unused for the 3DS version, but, was left in because it's used in the Wii U version.
So what do you think, what do you guys think this could be? Because I'm pretty perplexed by it. I mean, at first glance, it looks like it would just be a classic mode, just like two different difficulty selections. But I have a feeling that's not quite the case.
Yeah, I mean, I think if it was, anything like classic mode, it would just be classic mode, because I'm pretty sure it's, the Smash Wii is going to have a regular classic mode as well. Right. So it's kind of hard to say what this is going to be. I wonder if it's going to be some sort of adventure mode type thing, or the whole orders thing, and the fact that the Japanese version says side makes me think that maybe it's almost like I'm getting kind of a strategy troop allocation vibe from this. Like maybe you kind of pick where you want characters to go and fight battles based on that, and maybe the Crazy Order side switches that up. I don't know. I mean, I really have no clue, but it almost sounds like you're doing things for Master Hand and Crazy Hand,
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I have no real idea. The whole idea of moving your troops around and then going into Smash matches in order to see what happens with those matches does make a certain amount of sense, just because it is Master Hand and Crazy Hand, although the differences between the two, I have no idea unless one's aligned with heroes, and other ones are aligned with villains. I'm not sure. Soul Calibur 2, I believe, or one of the Soul Calibur games, did a mode kind of like that, where you did move your characters around, and then if you got into a combat, it would just switch over to the actual, fighting style of the game. So it is possible that something like that could be the case, but I'm really not sure, because beyond just the two hands, we have just piles of gold. Like, this is Scrooge's money bin amount of coins that we're seeing here, and I would have to assume that they have to signify something.
Yeah, I mean that's partially what made me think of classic mode originally, because that's based around coins. You make bets, and the better you do, the more gold you make as a result. And that seems to be, I mean, at the least, it seems like gold's gonna play a role here, and if not in bet form, I mean, it seems like you will be winning it throughout this mode. And I don't know if you guys noticed, you can actually see gold statues of Mario on both sides of this. This is a neat little thing.
I also noticed, just strangely enough, and kind of randomly, you can see a silhouette of Olimar, or at least Pikmin, on the left side of the screen, which just seems like a completely random thing. Yeah,
and I was trying to figure out what that character is next to him.
Yeah.
It looks like actually a few different characters are being combined or something.
It's really weird.
Yeah, it's very. You can look at the reflection too, and it looks even odder there actually. So
yeah, the only thing I can come up with is maybe the silhouettes of the characters walk around in the background as you're choosing this, modes and stuff, because we haven't really seen much of the menus in the Wii U version.
But getting back to your guys' idea about this being like a strategic type mode almost. So are you saying basically you would be controlling the hand, like either Master Hand or Crazy Hand, and they're what moves the pieces around?
That's possible. I didn't actually think about that angle. Yeah, that's actually, yeah, I could see that being the case. It's just that we have so little to go on. It's really hard to figure out what this could even be.
What if you're playing as Master Hand Crazy Hand into Smash Brothers? You're just a hand, you just have all these wild attacks, and you can just destroy everyone.
Well, it would be about time, because I think you could access Master Hand in Melee and play as them through Game Shark. or action replay, but you've never been able to like officially play as Master Hand. So that would be pretty cool, actually.
I can't really see that happening, but it would be cool if it was, if it was the case.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if Sakurai wanted us to play as Master Hand, he would have allowed that to happen by now. I mean, 4 games in and it still hasn't happened. Yeah. I figure it's probably not going to be the case.
Although, if it were going to happen, I mean, it would be in its own mode, like this, as opposed to him being a character, like, just on the roster.
Yeah.
Alright, so obviously there's not a lot we can glean from this. I mean, we just gave out some ideas, they're probably entirely wrong, but, regardless, something interesting is happening here. But what I think is more interesting is how this ties into some of the rumors going around. And I think, actually, Ash, you have a pretty good grasp on all this. So did you want to explain that real quick?
Yeah, I mean, it could just be a coincidence, but there was a rumor recently that talked about a mode in the Wii U version called Smash World. And no one really paid attention at the time because it's not a particularly well-written rumor, but, in the announcer files now, or in the announcer files that were, uncovered in the 3DS version, there is an announcer, or he says Smash World. And now that we've seen the Master and Crazy Orders thing, there does seem to be a lot of correlation going on here. So it's quite possible that all this is legit and that Smash World is something we're going to see pretty soon.
I know Tower of Smash pretty well, but what was the idea behind Smash World?
So the idea behind the Smash World leak is that this guy posted this leak before the audio rips were posted on YouTube. And he said that this mode called Smash World existed, where it's a mode where players can challenge other players around the world in various formats of Smash battles. And I guess what differentiates this mode from others is that you can level your play skills, whatever that means, and which matches you with players around your same skill around the world. And there will be like daily challenges that must be met, and there will like be prizes you can get each day, which include like new Mii accessories, coins, and Smash points, whatever those mean. So. It doesn't sound all that legit, but at the same time, this guy said Smash World before the audio rips came out. And, now we know Smash World is actually in the audio rips as an announcer file. And, on top of that, with the pick of the day today, we've got the Master Orders and Crazy Orders thing looking very likely. So, there's a lot of, correlation going on here. It's not necessarily proof of anything.
Right.
But there is a lot of related things kind of happening all at once.
That is pretty interesting. I'm gonna need more information about that Smash World mode to know whether it's something that sounds awesome or not.
Right.
But
yeah.
It is interesting that this rumor does seem to have some credence. And unfortunately, as part of all this, I think Tower of Smash is no longer looking that likely, right?
Yeah, well,
no.
As part of the site update yesterday, along with the pick of the day, there was a new page added that talked about the amiibos in the Wii U version. And as part of that, there was a really tiny screenshot of the Wii U character select screen with 4 characters unlocked. It's actually the first time we've seen the Wii U character select screen since the demo at E3 and PAX and everything. But it had 4 of the characters unlocked, and part of the Tower of Smash rumor was that he claimed that all of the characters and stages would be unlocked from the get-go. So unless that means that happens once you connect the 3DS version to the Wii U version, that pretty much is a straight-up direct contradiction.
Right, it is, and it's not the first. We've had the Kirby level already, which by itself, if that is a stage, also seems to disprove it. Although there's ways you can work around it. People have, but on the face of it, it does seem like Tower of Smash might be dead.
Right,
which is too bad because I thought it sounded cool. Now, speaking of things that sound cool, there are other sound clips too in the 3DS version. So I guess real quick, the idea behind these sound clips is. These are probably cut from the 3DS version, whether for time or system limitations, and that hopefully they may still be in the Wii U one. So one of those sound clips is something for 8-player Smash. And on top of that, people have found icons in the game for each player. So, you have the 1 through, you have CPU, then players 1 through 4, and people found 5 through 8. So basically, this could hint at a possible 8-player Smash mode in Smash Brothers. Whether it's its own thing, maybe it's just like taking on the Mii team basically, where it's just you versus 8 other people. But the fact that they're player icons would actually suggest that it supports potentially 8 different people in a Smash match. What do you guys think about that?
That would be insane.
Yeah,
I can't even picture it really.
Yeah, it's hard to picture, especially with the default item frequency in the 3DS version. I feel like that plus 4 more players on top of the first 4 players would just be 8 Gus Bellows, exactly. It seems absolutely chaotic. But For the Wii U version, with the bigger screen real estate and some of the bigger stages like Palutena's Temple, it could be really fun. I mean, it certainly is something I never really expected to see, and I think it could definitely add kind of a fun new dynamic to multiplayer. So if it's true, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely with you there. I mean, I've had the idea. I'm sure not the only one. That at the least it would be cool to support 5 players because you already have the gamepad, plus 4 other Wii remotes or GameCube controllers. But because of the GameCube controllers, you could support far more than that. Yeah, with 8 players. Now, granted, that'll probably be insane in some levels. I mean, some levels just aren't built for that much to be going on.
Oh, can you imagine Battlefield?
Oh god, yeah. But then we have, as Ash mentioned, Palutena's Temple, which is gigantic. Like, I did that video several months ago comparing the size of that level to Hyrule Temple and even New Pork City from Brawl, which is the biggest level in that game, and it dwarfs both of them. And it really does not make any sense at all for it to be that big, unless it supports more people. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking that as proof or anything, but like, just looking at it, it's the only way it would really make sense. And in that sense, like, I think that'd be actually awesome. Like, if you could actually have that many people in certain levels. And they could even do something like having recommended player counts per level, for different levels, for instance. Kind of like how, like, GoldenEye, for instance, back in the day,
That's true.
Certain levels were only open to certain amounts of players, and they could do something like that here. And also, what I think would be good about this, is that having just more than 4 people, is it will prevent what often happens, where basically it just breaks off. People just break off into 2 different teams, where you have like one guy, 2 people fighting one-on-one.
Right.
Having a 5th player in there will help mix it up a little bit more. So yeah, I think I'd be totally on board with that idea.
Yeah, it could be completely chaotic. It'd be really just new. I mean, you'd have to be so much more aware than you currently are. Yes, it could feel a little cheap. Yes, it'd be almost too chaotic. But I think even just for a short time, it'd be a lot of fun. Especially we've all had those instances where we've had more players, more people there than we've had controllers available.
Right.
To be able to get 8 of us in there, all fighting at once, it'd be really cool. Now, if the system can handle it, that'd be even more impressive, especially if it's like an online-only mode or something like that.
There's no way I can imagine this mode being online. It's already bad enough with 4 people.
Yeah.
On the 3DS one. 8 people, oh my god. It would be brought to a standstill.
Even if it was online, I don't think I'd want to. I don't think I'd even want to try playing it, just because
Yeah.
I feel like it would just come to a crawl.
Okay, now beyond the 8-player Smash, there are other things mentioned too in these sound files. Actually, quite a few things. But the biggest ones that stood out to me are event matches, ticket selection, and choose a build, and boss battle. Again, this could all be cut stuff. It may not mean anything, or it could mean everything. Particularly with Event Smash being a weird omission from the 3DS one. I'd be very surprised that doesn't come back in the Wii U version.
Yeah, I'd be very happy to see event matches come back, and this seems to point to that happening exactly. I can't even begin to figure out what choose a build means. Maybe custom builds, like custom character builds.
Yeah.
And the ones that a couple more that stand out to me are Grab the Coins, Special Smash, and Tourney, which seem to indicate that all of those modes from Brawl are returning in Smash Wii U. And I certainly hope so, because I definitely miss the tournament mode. Coin battles are fun once in a while, just as a kind of a different thing to do. And Special Smash, Special Smash basically was kind of relegated to random matches in Smash Run in the 3DS version. So to have them back in proper form in the Wii U version would be really nice.
Yeah, it just seems like if this is any indication, it hopefully means we'll be getting, all the options that the 3DS version is missing back. If not added to the 3DS one at some point, via maybe via a patch or something.
That could be. All these modes sound like excellent. As soon as I saw an event match come up, my eyes lit up. Event match is very memorable. Just all these different challenges, and of course, Event 51 going up against Giga Bowser back in Melee.
Oh, I remember it.
Ganondorf from U2. That one's that you never forget that little match. So having stuff like that is completely awesome. Having the customization options that you'd want is in there would be really cool. The thing I found odd that you didn't mention is the fact that one of the things said yellow team, which obviously we have red, we have blue. We've never had yellow before. So this might provide further support to that whole 8-player Smash. It'd be very interesting to see 4 teams of 2 going at each other, and like the ideas behind it, or whatever could happen, like what kind of strategies get involved. And that's just the thing, is that there's these little clips provide a lot of potential for what could be in the Wii U version, because as we've said quite a few times up to this point, we really don't know that much about it.
We don't, and that's why today's picture was so exciting, because it offered just a slight glimpse, really the first glimpse we've had of any single-player mode from Smash Bros. Wii U.
Yeah, it's really the first indication we've had that the Wii U version is going to have exclusive modes. I mean, it's kind of obvious that it was going to, but this is the first kind of hard proof that we have.
I guess the only other thing to take away from this that I can think of is that this is found in the, games and more and solo mode, just as classic mode was in the 3DS version, which means this probably isn't going to be the Smash Run equivalent in this game. Like, this is its own thing, and there's still a big new single player mode at least that we have yet to learn about.
Right, because if you look at the mock-up of the Wii U menu in Smash 3DS, on the main menu screen, you can see a big green icon that is the stand-in for Smash Run on Wii U. So
right.
I agree. There seems to be still a big reveal to come. And also, going back to the Smash World rumor, there's actually I just found another part of the rumor that kind of makes me call into question the whole thing. I'm kind of wondering if maybe the Smash World announcer file is just a lucky coincidence, because the Smash World rumor also says that Tower of Smash is legit, but it also then goes on to say that when players are given Impa, Ridley, Chorus Min, Dixie Kong, and Mewtwo, which is what this Tower of Smash rumor indicated, there will still be 2 more characters, and those characters are going to be Isaac from Golden Sun and Wonder Red from Wonderful 101, which this is just all starting to get a little too outlandish for me.
It does, yeah. I mean, that sounds like a fanboy's wet dream come true, basically.
Yeah, and it also says that along with the release of Splatoon in 2015, there will be a new Ink Blaster item added, and a brand new Splatoon stage. So I'm pretty sure this is getting a little dumb at this point.
So, I mean, so that actually would be awesome if they actually did keep the game current with new IPs.
Yeah.
Adding, stages and stuff. I could see that being possible, but I mean, take it all together, that does sound like a stretch.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm kind of leaning toward the fact that there's a Smash World announcer file, hidden in the 3DS version is maybe a lucky coincidence. So we're basically back to square one, and that we really don't know anything about the Wii U version.
I just hope that I think you guys might be onto something, possibly with your ideas of with how this mode could work. Yeah, it just sounds like a really interesting idea, and something that would make sense. Like if you had this board game, maybe with you move pieces around using Master or Crazy Hand. I mean, that's just my elaboration on your idea.
Well, I'm glad someone thinks it's a good idea, because as I was trying to explain it, I listened to how stupid I sounded, and I'm like, well, this doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, no, that's the funny thing is, this, as you were saying it, I was thinking of Soul Calibur, so I was like, oh no, that makes sense.
Yeah, actually, that's a really great comparison, because I totally forgot about that mode in Soul Calibur 2.
Well, yeah, I mean, it makes sense because they have this whole idea, they've had it for a while, of, for a decade, of these characters being trophies, and they haven't really done much with that concept, so it'd be cool if there were a board or something you actually move these pieces around, and that you interacted then through the battles in that way. I don't know, I think I have no idea how it actually would work, but it would be promising. But we could be looking way too deep into this, and this literally may just be a difficulty select for classic mode.
Well, it's crazy to think that either way, we are literally going to know in about a month or less.
Wow.
Counting review copies.
You are right.
Yeah.
You are right. And if not sooner, in the event there's a preview event, which may or not happen.
That's true, yeah. So, either way, we're going to know really soon. And it's kind of crazy to think that we're finally coming to the end of it all.
It's nuts. It's so weird that we are that close. It is. God, that is odd, isn't it?
It feels... Yeah, it doesn't feel right, does it? It feels like it's like I'm excited for it to happen, but it feels like, wait, this is too soon. We just got the 3DS version. It feels like it's too soon. Not that I'm complaining.
Arguably, it's not soon enough.
Yeah, although if you ask a lot of fans, they're going to wonder what's going to happen to GameXplain at all, because a lot of people will be like, I'm really gonna miss you guys. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Do you know something I don't?
It's like, we were around for years before this game was even announced, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't think we're going anywhere just because Smash is being released. So
Nope. Once we cover all of Smash, we're closing up shop. We're done.
Yep. No, then it's going to become Hyrule Warriors Explained, and everything's going to be about Derek covering Hyrule Warriors.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
That'd be amazing. Alright, well, do you guys have any final thoughts at all about any of this, whether this mode, or the leaked sound files, 8-player Smash, anything at all that we haven't covered yet, or anything else you want to touch on?
Not really. Just all I can say is I'm excited for the potential, but I have no idea what it could actually be because... there's some correlations here and there, but as Ash just proved, even the rumors, even if they get lucky, don't always sound correct. So who knows what the hell is going to happen, but I'm excited to see more.
Yeah, same here. That's pretty much all I can add. I agree with Derek. I just want to know what all this means.
Yep, so I think we all do.
Yeah.
Alright, well I think that wraps up for our Smash Brothers discussion, so thanks guys for watching. If you like our discussion, make sure to like and follow us on Facebook and Twitter at GameXplain, which you can find links to in the description below. It's just a good way to keep up to date on everything we post. And of course, keep an eye on GameXplain.com for more on Smash Brothers Wii U and 3DS and other things gaming as well. Alright, thanks guys. Bye.